Little Timmy sighed as he walked through the darkening forest. The sun was going down and he still hadn't found his way back home. He had come into the woods earlier that day looking for bugs and frogs near the stream, but got turned around somehow on his wanderings. Now the shadows under the trees were growing long and the birds had stopped singing their evening songs. Timmy was starting to feel very afraid. What if he got lost in the forest all night? What if a coyote or fox found him in the dark? He wanted nothing more than to be safe at home with his mom and dad. As Timmy walked, trying to remember which way the stream had flowed in hopes it would lead him out, the light was fading fast. Soon he could barely see more than a few feet ahead of him. He knew he should stop moving so he didn't trip on a root or rock in the dim light, but standing still only seemed to make the forest seem more scary. Just then, Timmy thought he saw a flickering light up ahead. He stopped, unsure if it was real or just a trick of his imagination in the twilight. But then he saw it again, a soft glow like from a lantern moving through the trees. "Hello?" Timmy called out tentatively. "Is someone there?" To his relief, a gentle voice answered. "Hello, little one. Do not be afraid." A figure emerged from the gloom, carrying a simple paper lantern that cast a warm, calming light. It was an old man dressed in plain gray robes, with a long beard and kind eyes that seemed to glow with an inner light all their own. "Are you lost in the forest, child?" asked the man. Timmy nodded silently, still a little unsure but feeling safer already in this stranger's calm presence. "Well then, you shall not face the night alone. Come, walk with me, and I will keep you from harm until we find your way home." Timmy fell into step beside the robed man, relieved to no longer be walking blindly in the encroaching darkness. "Who are you, mister?" he asked after a moment. The man smiled. "You may call me God." Timmy's eyes went wide. "You're God? Like from church?" The man nodded gently. Timmy suddenly felt very small and unsure what to say to such an important person. Seeing his uncertainty, God spoke in a reassuring tone. "Have no fear, little one. I am here only as a friend to help you in your time of need. Now tell me, what is your name and what brings you wandering in the forest at dusk?" Finding courage in God's kindness, Timmy told of coming to explore the stream, but losing his way as the sun went down. God listened attentively, then said, "Well, Timmy, do not fret. I will stay by your side through the night and keep harm away. But while we walk, let us talk, and I will share some lessons to help guide your steps, as all children need guidance through this forest called life." And so they continued on through the deepening gloom, God holding up his lantern so Timmy could see the path, and God speaking words of wisdom to calm and encourage the lost boy's heart. "Fear often comes from not knowing what lies ahead in the dark," God said. "But remember, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. So even in your times of uncertainty or danger, focus on the light within, your courage, your faith, your love for others. That inner light will show you the way." Timmy thought about that and decided God was right. As long as he had this kind stranger to light his way for now and the light of hope burning in his heart, the encroaching night seemed a little less scary. They walked on together for a while in peaceful silence, the lantern gently pushing back the forest shadows with each step. But soon Timmy's curiosity could no longer be contained. "Why do bad things sometimes happen to people even if they're good?" he asked God. God considered this question carefully before responding. "Life in this world is often difficult to understand. But what seems like bad often occurs to help us grow in wisdom and compassion. Suffering, when endured with courage and faith, can reveal hidden strengths and bring people together in love and support. And whatever trials you face, never forget, you are not alone. I am always walking with you, even if you cannot see me, and my love will help light your way through any darkness. Timmy felt comforted by God's wise words. Maybe the dark forest at night wasn't really so scary after all, not with such a good friend by his side. They walked on through the peaceful woods as God shared more lessons about living with hope, courage, kindness, and gratitude. Virtues that would serve Timmy well no matter what challenges life might bring. Before long, Timmy realized he was starting to recognize his surroundings again. The lantern's warm glow had led him unknowingly in a circle back to the little clearing near the stream where he had first entered the forest that day. And to his amazement and delight, in the distance through the trees, he saw lights shining from his family's cabin windows and heard his mother calling his name, no longer softly but with mounting relief and joy. "You've brought me home!" cried Timmy, looking up at God with a cheerful smile. But when he turned, to his surprise, the robed figure had vanished without a trace. Only the lantern remained, its flame still flickering bravely against the night. Confused, Timmy walked towards his family with the lantern held high. His mom and dad, tears of worry turned to tears of happiness at seeing their lost boy, wrapped him up in a big hug. "Where have you been, Timmy? We've been searching for hours," his dad said. "I got lost in the woods, but God helped me find my way back," Timmy explained, holding up the lantern. His parents exchanged a puzzled glance. They had been alone in their search and seen no one else in the forest. Before they could ask any more questions, though, Timmy's eye caught a bright star peeking through the treetops, the first of evening to appear as darkness fell. He grinned and waved up at the star. "Goodbye, God, and thank you." Timmy's parents were left with more questions than answers about their son's strange experience lost in the woods that night. But Timmy knew in his heart what had truly happened, that a kind friend had walked with him through the forest dark, sharing lessons of courage, hope, and love to light his way. And though he never saw God with earthly eyes again, Timmy never doubted that the divine light would continue guiding his steps and the steps of all people through every night that life may bring.